Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this locked up world. Welcome to How to App on iOS. My name is Jade, and it's Wednesday here in Australia. We're in the future. Let me predict your future. Yeah. As I said, I hope you're all doing well. And let's pop over to the chat straight away. Let's try and get through this as prompt as possible. Hello, Russ. How are you going today? Langston Reese, Tom Rochelle. We are going to look at Videoleap today, and Langston Reese already has it. And that's cool because it is a really cool app. So it's free to download. We can start off with that. And it has a subscription. And that subscription really is for you to be able to use the stock photos and videos that do come with the app. So let's jump into it. And what I do need to do first, we'll jump into the App Store because I think there's just been an update for it. Could have been yesterday, I do believe. So we'll just have a quick look at that. Let's jump over to the full screen. And what do we have? So we've got a harmonizer update. That's pretty cool. What's in that? Harmonizer should correctly load in more AUV3 host apps. Cool. No more stuck voices in manual MIDI mode. Well, if you have seen this show, you will know I did an episode on that. There's a card now above my head if you're watching the replay to go and have a look at that video. Also, it looks like Overloud THU has an update with 3 new rig libraries. That's pretty cool too. So I've done a show on that. We'll pop a card up there for that in the replay too, if I remember. And so we've got a Videoleap. So let's do an update for this as well. Let's just download this sucker. What have we got here? Squash some bugs, issues with exporting to third-party apps, audio files occasionally failing to play. Whoa, there we go. It's already done. That was quick. So pretty happy about that. I'll let you know why my streams work so well with the internet on my iPad. I actually have my modem connected to my iPad, so I'm not running Wi-Fi on my iPad, and I'm not running Wi-Fi on my computer. That's why everything's so quick. So that's cool. That's downloaded. Let's have a look at the app. Videoleap. So there it is. It is free, as I said. So yeah, the in-app purchases are Light Tricks and Creativity Kit, which I pay for. And I do watch a shitload of WWE Langston Reese. I am absolutely addicted to it. I make music for a podcast called Wrestle Talk. So yeah, I do their theme music, which I made all in GarageBand. Maybe I'll do an episode on that. I'll show you how I made their theme music. And yes, very, 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 very cool. So this is that app. It looks like it's downloaded, all ready to go. Are there any updates for apps? What I will say instead today, there is a Facebook group I can recommend you to join if you haven't joined already. Let's bring up my Facebook and go to groups. So most of you will know about GarageBand Users Group and Create, Record, Release. There's also this one called iOS Audio Units AU extensions Audio Unit version 3 AUV3. So the link is in the description if you want to click this, and they're really cool because they do show any new apps that have come out, like Eventide's Shimmer Verb that has just dropped, and updates and price drops. So they cover that stuff as well. So make sure you join that group too. It's pretty cool. Didn't say g'day to Scott, so g'day Scott. Good to see you also. Let's get out of stupid Facebook. We don't want to look at that crapola today. What do we want to do now? We want to open up Videoleap and let's get into it. Now what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use the green screen stuff mainly, and I'm going to use some of the stuff I showed you from Monday's show, which was using Pixaloop, which is made by the same company. So I'm going to grab that background I made in the Pixaloop episode. And if, again, you're watching the replay, there's a card up the top to go have a look at that and see how I made these images. So let's open up this sucker. Oh, what have we got? So I'm glad I did the update here. So this is what we've got in the new update. New stickers and new transitions. Transitions preview. Just watching how that works. Okay, so you can add your transitions and see them happen on the fly. That's pretty cool. So I got that. Thank you very much. This is what you get when you go to the main screen. You get me slurping on my morning cup of tea because it's about 9 degrees here. It's very, very cold this morning. Let's have a look at the pricing and such. So up in the top, oops, don't want to do that. Up in the top left-hand corner, you see this little rabbit. If you click on that, this tells you the pricing for this. And I'm only paying by the month at the moment, just because some months I'm not using it if I'm busy doing something else. So $9 Australian, so about half that for you guys around the rest of the world, and $56 for the year. So what's that? About $30, I guess, for everyone else for the whole year. So that's pretty cool. You know, look, it's not cool. Subscriptions suck. They do suck. It all depends on how much use you're getting out of it. What I suggest is, if you are not using it all the time, maybe just go for the monthly thing. But I will show you a little workaround, which is very naughty. And I don't suggest you do it, but I'm going to suggest you do it anyway. So I'll show you a little trick later on, which I kind of do to get around things with this app. So what we're going to do first, we'll just have a look across the bottom here. G'day Stu Cash, welcome to the chat as well. So along the bottom here we have all the stuff along the bottom is contextual. So as you're playing with a certain file in your timeline, all this stuff will change. So it's all pretty basic stuff. So your canvas, it's, you know, what size, what format it's going to be. You click on the format. You've got all these selections down here, the 16 by 9, 1 by 1, all that kind of stuff. Pretty basic stuff. The back button is over here. Just above the back button are your friends, redo and undo, your best friends in the entire world. You've got a mixer, so this is to import files. And you can choose from your photo app. And here's where you've got like stock photos from Getty Images, Pixabay, Videoleap, and anything that you actually purchase. So there are things that you need to purchase in here, because there are some stock things that cost money. There we go. So you've got a little settings button up there at the top too, with things like transitions, how long all the transitions go. So that's pretty basic stuff there. Let's get out of that. You've got text, so you can add text in here. We can remove that now. Stickers across the bottom. You want to add audio, voiceovers. You've got basic filters. We can get rid of that because we're not using that yet. You can adjust the colors, your brightness, contrast, all that stuff. You've got some effects. You've got some glitching effects. That's pretty cool to have glitching built in. And Tone Lab is another app that these guys make that you can download and use as well with this. So let's start by bringing in a file. So I'm going to hit the plus, and what I'm going to do is grab that video that we made in Pixaloop, which is this one here. And there that is. So that's my background. When I hit play there, you can see that's got the smoke running in the front, some fire that we added to this picture, and the sky moving in the background. And what I'm basically going to do is just use the stock footage, the stock videos, and import a bunch of green screen stuff that's already in there. And we're going to just go a bit crazy and build. Remember when the internet first came out and everybody used to make their websites on GeoCities and AOL, and they just pile on shitloads of GIFs? There's a Simpsons episode where Homer does that and just builds his own website and just piles on heaps of animated GIFs, and it's just a total nightmare. And it would like crash your computer. It's so ridiculous. That's what we're going to do today with green screen videos on top of this image. So this only goes for about 30 seconds. So it's only a short 30-second clip. What we're going to do first, we need some audio for it. I think some audio would be cool. So I'm going to hit the audio tab, and along the bottom here you'll see you've got music, sound effects. So you do get a bunch of sound effects that are offered here. You've got some loops as well. What happens when I press that? So yeah, story blocks provide a whole bunch of sound effects. So we might go here and grab some of these, like some, we'll have a look at those soon, but we'll grab some music first. So we'll click on the music tab. Now you've got stock music as well, but in your section here, you can import music from your Apple Music, but if you press the little artist button again, you get the option to bring in from your Files app. So that is what we're going to do. And I'm going to search for a song called Sandstorm. There it is. So it's a utensil, one of my utensils tracks. Let's take it from here. Let's have a play, see if it's all good. Cool. So we've got some music. So we're making a animated video clip. So, and I chose sand because this photo clearly has like a sandy like appearance, like maybe it's a Middle Eastern kind of area. So, and that's what this song is based on. And as you can see, as I said, it's contextual down the bottom. So you've got all these options down here with the audio now. So you've got your mute, your volume. You can speed it up. Let's try that. Let's speed it up a little bit. Let's make it a bit faster, see what happens. Ooh. Can we do it on the fly? Oh no, you can't do it on the fly. So we slow it right down. That's pretty cool. Cool. So, hey, look at all those people who are looking at GarageBand going, I want to slow down your music. You could probably do it in here. It's going to change the time, obviously, but that's a cool thing. I didn't even know. But look what's next to it. Change pitch. So I'm guessing you can change pitch. Keep pitch, change pitch. So we could change the time. Let's speed it up. And let's hit keep pitch and see what happens. Go back to the start. All the way. Cool. So it's pretty cool. So you can keep the pitch, change the pitch, and change the speed. That's really nifty, hey? I didn't even know that, see? I'm learning as we go. Oh, yeah. If you even got a little equalizer down here, you can split the track, duplicate it, delete it. Pretty cool stuff. Let's get out of there. Now, what we want to do is we want to add in some groovy things. Let's do a search for some images. So once again, I'm going to click the little mixer icon, and we're going to hit stock down the bottom here. I'm going to scoot over to Getty Images because I think that's what it starts with. And the best way to search for green screen stuff on here with any of these selections, like Pixabay or Videoleap, is just type green screen and then what you want. So let's look for an explosion. See what we can find. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. So we got a couple of explosions here. We got some lightning effects. We got some fireworks. Got some small explosions, some smoke. It looks like a big cloud effect. So let's grab. What shall we grab? I might grab this one over here. And a little quick download. And there it is. So you notice what it does too. A lot of these green screen videos, they give you two types. They give you the green screen and they give you a black monochrome one. So you can choose which one you want. So we don't want this black one. So I'm just going to trim this back. You just drag it. Nice and easy. So we'll zoom in and try and get it right where the black begins. There it is. Cool. So the explosion has stopped there. But look at it. It's covering up the screen. So what we want to do is, you'll see along the bottom, again, contextual stuff. Now, because this is a So the first image that you add is your background image, and every image that you add on top becomes an image that you can get more options. So contextual, again, as I said, so you've got along the bottom, you've got some filters, animation, you've got blending, and so you can mask the stuff as well, but we're going to look at the chroma straight away. So if I click on the chroma, straight away it brings up this little picker which you can drag around, and as soon as I drag it off, it should do, but it's not. Why are you not doing that? There we go. No, you're not doing it. That's odd. Chroma picker, why are you not getting off the picture? I don't know why you're doing that. Try that again. There we go. So we're off now. So you can see it's disappeared. And now I can change the intensity of it. So if you have a look, as you go through the timeline, what you want to look at is if there's any green that's still showing around any of the edges. So there still is, as you can see in this little portion here. So with your intensity, you can wipe out that. So when you move that, you can try and get as much green out of this image without destroying it too much. So we want to look at it when it's an explosion. So we can probably bring that back a little bit because it's going to be small. You're not really going to notice it. We'll try around 40. Now, I'm going to get out of there and I'm going to resize this explosion. And we're going to put this explosion, say, let's have a look where it kicks off. So we'll put it just around there. And that's how it's going to explode. So when we play that, cool. So there's our first green screen effect that we've just added in there. That's nice and cool. Nice and easy too. Let's throw something else in. As I said, I'm just going to throw a crap load of random stuff. If you've got any crazy shit you want to see me throw in here, just chuck it in the text, folks. And we will search for it and we will add and we'll see if we can throw it in there. All right. So g'day, Pete. Good to see you. Better late than never. Hope you've got that letter from the principal's office, or you know what's coming your way. Anyway, let's look for a UFO, maybe. Yeah, let's look for a UFO. See what we can find. As I said, feel free to throw something in the chat. Oh wow, look at this. We've got some aliens. We've got some little aliens chatting here. That looks pretty interesting. I'm going to grab them first. We're going to grab these little aliens. See what they're all about. What do they look like? Oh, look at them. What do they do? Oh, so they're just waving. That's pretty cool. So they're just standing around waving. So let's jump into the chroma and... Jesus. We'll get rid of the green. We'll change the intensity. Try and get that outline around them gone. Looks all right for now because we're going to shrink it down. Let's try and get these aliens here. So we'll put them right in the middle, maybe. Now we want them to be a little bit bigger than the dead bodies that are on the ground. So there they are. We've got some aliens. Let's check them out. Yep. They're just chilling out. You know what we'll do? We'll make them a little bit smaller and we'll put them right back here. Because what I'm going to do next is, let's see, yeah, that looks good. They're just hanging around while the world's on fire. It's pretty representative of what's going on right now, I reckon. So let's bring in a spaceship because they want to get picked up by a spaceship. So we'll pick this one up in the top left-hand corner. Jump into chroma and let's change the intensity a bit. Get rid of all that green. And what we're going to do, we're going to animate this one. So we're going to take this all the way up the top. We're going to take it out the screen. Sit it up there. And what we're going to do, along the bottom here, there is animation. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. And you've got an in and out. So for the in, when I click on that, we've got a few options here like sliding left and right, but we're going to slide down. And you get to choose, I do believe, let's pick that, slide down. You get to choose how long it takes to slide down. So we'll take it about 2 seconds to come down. And then when I go back, I'm going to hit out and we're going to make this slide back up. If I move across to the end of the spaceship scene, you'll see as I move this across, you get to choose how long it's going to take. So in the middle is where it's going to sit still. So let's have a look at it, see if it actually works. Did I do it the wrong way? Where is my alien thing? That's what I'm doing wrong. Got to grab it, bring it down. There we go. So there it is. It's come down. Let's have a look at that in motion. Cool. So, you know, that's pretty basic stuff. I might we'll shrink that down and we'll actually make that a bit shorter, and we'll drag the whole thing over here so it happens a bit later in the scene, because, you know, we want a bit of a cool story. What else can we do? What else can we have a look for? Let's look for so we've got a spaceship there. We've got a rocket. What else can we do? Let's maybe a camel. Why? Because we're in the desert. I wonder if there's look at that. There's a camel. How cool is that? So what we'll do with this camel, looks like we've got a running camel here. Man, how silly. This is probably going to look really stupid, but who gives a shit? So let's jump into the chroma section again. Get rid of that background. Change the intensity. Get rid of that green. Now we'll shrink him down a little bit. But we want him to actually run across the front of the screen. So let's put him about there. We want his feet to kind of sit okay. And again, we're going to go over to animate in, and we want him to slide to the right. And let's see what that looks like. Oops. So we want to bring him in a bit more. Maybe I have to go all the way for that to work. Oh, shit. What the hell? Maybe if I drag the whole thing. See, I've never done this before with this guy particularly. We don't want it to fade. How about we just start him here? I don't know why he's fading in. That's pretty interesting. All right, so I think what we'll do here for the out, that's what we need. So if you do an out and slide that right, let's see how that goes. Well, he kind of almost gets there. What a joke. What the hell am I trying to do? Let's take this, drag this further in the story. Maybe we'll have this as the end piece because it's just so idiotic. Or maybe, what if we can shrink this right down? See what that does. Cool, that'll do. You know, I'm just messing around with this today. Let's add in... do we have any pigs in space? We could do that. Let's... what else can we do? Might add in a bit of... fire. Let's add in a little bit of fire. Let's try that. Oh yeah. Oh man, look, there's a burning car. Let's just add that into the shot. Let's just place this car somewhere. That's going to be cool, hopefully. That's what it looks like. Oh, cool. So it just catches on fire. That's pretty shit hot. But what we're going to need to do, because we want it to sit in the actual scene, and I should have done this with the camel. Maybe we'll go and do the... We'll add this as the last thing for today. So what I'm going to do with this bus is, I'll show you, we'll do the picker, get it off green screen, get rid of as much green as we can there. We'll shrink this down. We'll add this over here. Looks about right, I think. And we want this to be right at the start of the video. And I love how the fire goes out the screen. We should make it giant. Let's just make it absolutely giant. The bus is just taking up the whole image. There we go. Look at that shit. That's awesome. And what I will do to keep the image there is I'm going to duplicate it. So I've just hit the duplicate button down the bottom. It's created another one. It should have. Yeah, it did. So we shall. So I'm putting it halfway. And I'm going to chop the end off. Should be about there. What we'll do, we will... Cool. And now I'm going to duplicate this one that I've chopped. And just keep moving it across till we get all the way to the end of the clip. We'll duplicate another one. And that'll do for now anyway. So we've got that catching on fire. It looks as ridiculous as possible. Let's try and blend it in a bit. So, because we've got some, we've actually got down here your adjust to adjust the colors and stuff. So we can change the brightness of it. So we're on this bus, I do believe. Yep. So let's change the brightness. I'm probably going to have to do this for all of them now. Didn't think about that. But I could, just to show you. So if we brighten it up a little bit, change the contrast, try and make it fit in a bit more with the actual picture, the background. And now you can't see the UFO. But what we can do with the UFO is tap on it and we should be able to bring it forward with the arrange button. So there it is. Now it's forward. So that's cool too. And the aliens disappear. But look, there's at least a quick tutorial on how to use green screen on here. As you can see, it's really easy. Now I'm going to show you this trick at the end here is what you're going to face. So let's just play it. It's ridiculous, I know. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So once we've finished it, here's what I want to show you. So when you go to export it, here's where you're going to come up against this. Hit export and it says all good. And look, it didn't happen. Normally it does happen. And what you will get if you're importing images that are licensed from the stock images, when you get to this screen, it'll normally say that you have to pay for certain images, which is a real pain in the butt. So from here, you can choose your resolution. So let's make it 1080p. Let's make it 60 frames a second. Let's go whole hog. We won't go 4K. When you hit more, here's where the buy premium assets pops up. And there you go. Look at that. So $54.95 to actually purchase these images to be able to use them. Pretty steep, hey. So that is why I suggest, let's just scroll over, that you use something like Pixaloop and create your images and 3D images in, you know, other editing programs like I've shown you in the past, like Pixelmator or Over, to actually make your green screen backgrounds and then put your images over the top, your PNG images over there, and then you can import those and you're not having to rely on the stock photos. But what I'm going to show you, see if I go to hit save now, it goes straight to the buy premium assets bit and asks you to pay. But I'm going to show you a trick. Watch this. I'm going to hit the full screen. You know what I'm going to do here. And it's bad, but just go with me. I'm going to pull down this button. I'm going to hit screen record. And I'm going to hit play. I'm going to stop that, and if I go over to my Photos app, in a second, it should be there. It's going to appear eventually. There it is. Now you can see it's got borders. It's gone. So there it is in all its glory with the sound. But the quality is incredibly low. But it's not that bad. So that's a way around it. And if you're doing extremely complex projects, obviously you will lose quality with the video image, but that is a way around that. If you absolutely, positively, desperately needed to use one of those green screen images because you couldn't find anything else. So there's been some times I've done that because ultimately, you know, it's like music. If you're using a whole bunch of things, assets that you're piling on top of each other, so much so that a small piece of an asset becomes just a background image in a larger frame, that's something that you can do and possibly get away with copyright. So there you go. I'm just teaching you how to be a cheap piece of shit, really. Langston Reese, how many megabytes do I have? You mean on my iPad Pro? Is that what you mean? This is a 512 gigabyte iPad Pro. And as I showed yesterday, I've got in here, I've got a 2 terabyte hard drive connected. I've got this is a 64 gigabyte memory stick added. And I think, I can't see it actually in there at the moment. Oh yeah, there it is. And I've got a 16 gig SD card permanently attached to my iPad. So I have quite a bit of memory on here. So that's it for today. Hopefully, if all goes well tomorrow, we will do a look at LumaFusion. But it's only going to be tomorrow, more or less just an overview of all the UI, how everything's set up, where you can find everything, the things you can do, but I'm not going to really do much of a demonstration. I'm probably going to hold that off till next week, because it needs I want to really go into a bit of a deeper dive into LumaFusion because it is the final boss of all video editing apps. It is the king of kings. But there you go. Videoleap's pretty cool if you just want to make some things really quickly. And as you can see, it's very easy to use. And I like it. So thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Thanks again for supporting the channel as usual and all that jazz that I'm popping up on the screen. And I will catch you all tomorrow and on Friday. We've got IOTA. And I'll just let you know before I go. Last night I secured a couple more interviews that are going to be coming up over the next few weeks that are fucking incredible. Got some really big, cool names coming up on the show. So I'm super excited. So keep watching the show every Friday. The interviews are just going to get better and better and better and better and better. So, as usual, thank you very much, guys, for hanging out and all that jazz. Thanks for supporting the channel. So keep creating, keep rocking,
keep making music, stay gangster, and I will.
See you all tomorrow. Bye. Bye. Yeah, bye.